Hello, everyone. I never talk at funerals. I probably did one time, but I had to come up here because last of the graves, and we enjoyed them while they were here. And like Cousin Pam said, they will always be in our hearts. So I gotta come say something. But yes, Auntie was a straight shooter. She was a straight shooter. Actually, all the sisters was a straight shooter. I think the only I think the only one. See, I never got that from Uncle Freddie. He used to just tell me to come sit down at the card table and dominoes. But them sisters, boy. And so, some of you guys already know. I already was telling Auntie when I went to see her at the hospital that I'm just gonna miss her and all her times and her all her DVDs. I don't know what you guys are gonna do with all those DVDs, but she had like three. Exactly, right, dude? So she had about 300. Like she would just get movies, anything that came out, way more than that. Probably was 1,000, honestly. I'm not lying. Yeah, close to exactly, because she would get movies. Yes, she would get movie, even if she didn't watch it. Children's. I get that from them too. Okay, so one day I went over there to. She used to let us check them out, and at the time she didn't have a list. Like when she first started letting us check out the movies, she didn't have a list. So I had went back over there and I was like, Auntie, can I have a movie? Can I borrow a movie? And she's like, yeah, write your name down. I'm like, oh, you got the list now? She's like, and I do. And so I wrote my name. Well, as I was going to write my name, I had saw my name already. I'm like, hold on, Auntie, why is my name on here? She said, because you got one of my movies. And I was like, what? And so, of course, it was right by the movie I had. So I was like, oh, I thought I brought that back. She was like, you did not. So I had checked out another movie and went home, and sure enough, I had her movie. And I was like, this is why you got this to keep up with your movies? She's talking about, I sure do. So that was just funny. You just had to be there because I'm like, I don't. Why is my name on here? And so, come to find out, I actually had her movie. And then I have another story. Every now and then, every other month or so, I will go take her to go get her cigarettes. Her and these different kind of cigarettes. I still cannot remember the name of those cigarettes. Benson and right, exact. There you go. Because I used to have to call her like, which one are they again? But this particular day, she rode with me. A couple times she would ride with me, and I would go get her some clam chowder from Ivor's. Had turned her on to some clam chowder, and so she went with me that day, and I was in my rental car, and so it's a rental car. She knew it was a rental car, so we go get the cigarettes. And I turned over and she got the window down with her cigarette lit. So I'm like, Auntie, this is a rental car. And she's looking like, girl, I don't care. Anyway, so instead of like saying I didn't care, she just stuck her arm out the window some more. I'm thinking she gonna put the cigarette out. Oh no. Oh no, she wasn't putting that cigarette out. She just stuck her hand, rolled the window down some more, and stuck her hand out a little further. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm like, you gonna say nothing? Because I don't want her to choose. I don't even want to know what's gonna come next. But I just thought that was hilarious. She didn't care about my little rental car, my little $150 fee. She was smoking her a cigarette because we was way out far anyway, so we had a ways to go to get back home. But I'ma love my auntie, all my aunties, my grandmother, and we're gonna miss you guys. And I just had to come say something. Last of the graves, we will keep you in your heart. Keep us in your heart, or we will keep you in our hearts and keep you near. So, how's it? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Um, like this. Oh, I sound so weird. Um, what I can remember about my aunt is that the past decade has been very, very trying, a very trying time for me. And a lot happened. So when I didn't have anywhere to go, I thought of my Aunt Maxine. And I went over there, and Tiffany was there. And I said, Tiffany, Alonzo's here, so I don't have anywhere to go. So I'm afraid to ask Aunt Maxine because she knows me as, you know, one to handle my business, so to speak. So Tiffany said, go in there and just ask her. I was afraid. I went in there, I said, Auntie, do you mind if I stay here for a while? And she said, sure. And I was so afraid because she hadn't been around for a while. I ended up staying there for 2.5 years with open arms. When I cooked, I asked her, did you want something to eat? She said, yeah, I'll get something to eat. Auntie, I'm going to the store. You want anything? You need anything from the store? She said, yes. You can get me something. Or, Auntie, I need to go to the store. Well, me and Willie will take you, Uncle Willie. And we'll all go. She'll come in the room. She said, you want to go to the casino? And I'll say, yeah, Auntie, I want to go. We go to the casino. She would definitely be missed. I don't know what I would have done without her being present in my life at that time. And I could just remember what my mother tried to teach me is that we are family. We don't have anyone else but each other. Whatever you're going through, talk about it, understand it, learn from it, and we have to stick together. We have to. I love you, ladies. I love you, Auntie Maxine. You will forever be missed. Thank you for opening up your home to me. In Jesus' name.
Hello. Okay. Since I was little, I used to play on the snow, and my great grandma used to tell me. I don't remember. She told me to ask me if I want to go inside, and she was no. But for my birthday, she bought me an Xbox 360, and for Christmas, and the same thing my uncle used to have. And then, a long time ago, on her bed, she used to have bags of peanuts, too. I didn't really like peanuts. Doesn't mean I'm allergic to it, but I don't know if she still eats it now, but she used to pick me up from elementary school. It was a Mercury she used to have. And we used to stay at her house a long time ago, probably like way before I met Frankie. So I do know that Tavia mentioned about 1,000 movies she got, because by the time we got done the movie, we just take it back, kind of like a rental or something like that. Yeah, and so that's all I have to say.
I have a lot of things I could say about my grandma. From the Cabbage Patch dolls she got me when I was little, when we lived in Germany, to yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, I'm Malika, her oldest favorite grandchild. Did I say great grandchild? I said her favorite. Her favorite grandchild, and the first. I love that Cabbage Patch doll, by the way, because it was the one with the real hair. It was when Cabbage Patch doll came out with the real hair, and she had real short curly hair. I wanted the one with the long hair, but I didn't pick it. Anyway, I just remember like my grandmother being home, like her house was home, and then eventually I moved away from Seattle, moved to California, and I started to call her every weekend, every Saturday. I would call her most Saturdays, and I got to know my grandma some more, and she got to know me too, and we found out we're a lot alike. We're a lot alike. Yeah, we both Scorpios. You know the best. And she used to like tell you something with her eyes. I don't know how many of y'all ever experienced that, but she used to talk to you with her eyes, and you just know what she's telling you. Like, I'm watching you. You think I don't see you? Anyway, my grandmother, she was just always there, you know. She was always there, and she was always there, and I really appreciate that. And I appreciated her straightforwardness. I'm still aspiring to do that. Just be straightforward. Maybe not with the razzle dazzle that she had, because you know, she's Scorpio. It'll sting you. Anyway, I just, yeah, she was actually a pretty great person, and I really love her. Yeah.
Thank you. That was enjoyable. I loved everybody's stories, and I learned a long time ago that when people don't speak, it just hurts so bad, and they just, like my son he feels so deeply, and when he tries to speak, he just can't. So thank you for sharing that. That's so good. Okay, I'm gonna move along and sing a song, and in the media room, if they know. I don't know. I think. Okay, yes. We have a PowerPoint slide we're going to show. Some of the pictures are over there, right over there. You ready? Ready. Can you start it over? This is how the splendor of a king. King, clothed in majesty. Let all the earth rejoice. Let all the earth rejoice. He wraps himself in light, and darkness tries to hide, and trembles at his voice, and trembles at his voice. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God, and all will see how great is our God. Age to age he stands, and time is in his hands. Beginning and the end, beginning and the end. Listen, the Godhead 3 in 1. Father, Spirit, Son, the Lion and the Lamb, the Lion and the Lamb. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God, and all will see how great is our God. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God, and all will see how great is our God. He's the name above all names. He is worthy of our praise, and my heart will sing how great is our God. He's the name above all names. He is worthy of our praise, and our hearts will sing how great is our God. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God, and all will see how great is our God. If you know that song, you know that? How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God, and all will see how great is our God. I'm going to stop right there. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, so this is my first time being part of conducting a memorial service, so a little grace. I'm going to read, first of all, Maxine's obituary, and then I will conduct the eulogy. Maxine C. Vinson was born in Bigelow, Arkansas on November 2nd, 1941. She transitioned on November 1st, 2025, the day before her birthday, after a short fight with COPD. Growing up, she didn't like living on the farm she was born and raised on, and she really wanted to become a model. A 1960s model named Twiggy was someone she admired. Boy meets girl, and soon after she moved to Seattle in 1959 and would become a wife and mother. She supported her family while working for Boeing a total of 40 years before retiring. She wrote a personal memoir with the help of her first grandchild, Malika, and she was really proud of that work. Like her siblings, she very much enjoyed going to the casinos. She was known as Mom, Aunt Maxine, Grandma, and Grams, and a friend. As life would go, she was predeceased by her son Lawrence James Vincent in May 2025. She is survived by her husband Willie, her children Tina, Randall, and Tiffany, her grandchildren Malika, Vernessa, Cora, Micah Rashawn, and Torian, her great-grandchildren Dupree, Kia Serrata, Charles, Zahra Fatima, Corey Jr., Cortez, and Kamani, and a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, and friends. Maxine C. Vinson. Some of who she was in life. She sacrificed her life and gave most of it to her children, husband, and family. She provided her best according to what she believed the best was. She accomplished things that didn't seem to be that big of a deal to her overall. She worked for Boeing more than 40 years. She bought a house when she only thought of renting. She learned, explored, and applied what she learned to life. She was a deep thinker and a deep feeler. She may not have expressed what she felt often, but she did feel. Maxine would tell you what she thought and expected your feedback. My grandma was quick-witted, quick-tongued, and had a memory like an elephant, for real. Remember, she was my grandmother. She was your wife. She was your mother. She was your aunt. She was your cousin and friend, or community friend. And you have a special lens that shows you all the things you love about her. We all do appreciate the ways in which she touched our lives that inspired us to grow, reflect, and reach for more. She had an open door to her children and anyone else when they needed to get on their feet. She supported grants through college. She helped with cars and money. She told you what she thought was best for your life from her perspective, knowing you probably weren't going to do that. She was real. One of the realest people I knew in terms of honest, deep conversations. She also didn't play and was very keen, even if she didn't tell you what she saw, which was often. She came to Seattle and kept close with her sisters and brother. She made friends and watched everyone live their lives and dreams. There were two things that she wanted to do. One was whale watching, and the other, she wanted to go on a cruise. Two things she never got to do. I looked up to my grandmother and wanted to own a home like she did, and now I do. She really touched our lives, and yet had a life she wanted to explore. She always would say, "I will leave it in the Lord's hands." She seemed to trust that was the best thing she could do when things didn't look or feel the way she hoped for. She would say, "All I can do is leave it in the Lord's hands. It's up to the Lord now." Like, she always would say that. She trusted in her Lord, and I know many of you do also. Trust that her soul is well and she is in peace. She trusted in the Lord with all her heart and leaned not on her own understanding. In all her ways, she acknowledged him, and he has directed her path. Thank you.